You're listening to Podketeers.
Welcome to episode 451 of Podketeers. This week we talk about a gritty Mario Kart skit on SNL, getting ready for this year's March Mayhem. Speculation is running wild about Rogers the Musical coming to the Hyperion at California Adventure. New stuff is coming to Disney Dreamlight Valley. And quick note, by the way, during our talk, we do spoil some game plots, so if you're playing through the game or will be playing through the game and don't want it spoiled, this is your warning because I kind of forgot to say it when we started talking about it. So, sorry. New merch for the Disney 100 celebration, plus another installment of the Shop Disney game, and of course we continue our Disney history series, Great Moments with Mr. Andrew. We'd love for you to join the conversation on our social networks, including Instagram and Facebook, but we invite you to join us on Discord. Joining the community is super simple. Just head over to podketeers.com/links and click on the Discord button to join our community. A very special thank you goes out to an awesome group of people known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. As part of the FGP Squad family, you get some additional perks, like exclusive discount codes for Podketeers gear, additional content like the Podketeers After Show, a special section on Discord, and access to our happy hour calls, just to name a few. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to check out podketeers.com/FGP. And as always, a super special thank you goes out to the FGP Squad for their continued support. Alright, it's time to get this episode going. If this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome. We hope that you enjoy the episode and that you come back for more. And of course, if you've been hanging with us for a while now, welcome back, friends. Here is episode 451 of Podketeers.
Boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka
The energy.
laka, boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka.
You
know that
tons
movie?
of energy.
You know what that movie is? You know that movie?
What movie is that?
That's Muppets Treasure Island. Have you seen Muppets Treasure Island?
It's been a while.
Recall watching it at some point. I don't remember that line from it.
They get it's
but
like
I do remember it from a basketball game that I used to play on some console. Like you'd dunk and you'd hear like the announcer go like boom shakalaka.
Oh, this was they got to the island and like there's like all the like island people that live on the island and they're all like pigs and they all start chanting this boom shakalaka song and then Miss Piggy's like the leader of the Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Now that you've described it, I kind of remember it now.
Good movie. Tim Curry's in
Vaguely,
that movie.
but yeah.
Good movie.
I like it.
And who else is in that movie? Billy Connolly, I think, is also in that movie.
Billy Connolly.
He's a Scottish actor. Beware the what is it? Beware the. Oh, no, I don't remember the quote. Beware the one-eyed man or something like that. The one. Whatever. I'm screwing it up. I'm getting us way off tangent.
Actually,
I never run with scissors. Yeah, actually,
this is perfect that you're saying this because it reminds me that we got March Mayhem coming up.
We do.
What?
You know, every year we try to select something fun for March Mayhem. We've done attractions, we've done characters, like
Animation films.
Animation films. Yeah, like we've had several really fun brackets, but this year we decided to take some of our favorite quotes under the Disney umbrella. They're not all Disney. It's in celebration of the 100 years. You know, we've actually gone back and forth on whether or not we might have more than 16 this time around. We might start it off with a bracket of 32 because let's face it, there's tons of quotes from tons of Disney projects out there.
Mm-hmm.
And narrowing it down is really difficult, right? Because we all have our favorites. Like there's reasons why certain quotes resonate with different people.
Right.
And of course, obviously, we have our common quotes, you know, like it all started with a mouse and stuff. And Disney's already using those, right? Like you see them in the park, like all of the super common Walt Disney ones, we're not going to include because obviously Disney's using them as part of the campaign for the Disney 100 celebration. But we're thinking about using quotes from Disney TV shows, some of the more popular ones, like some of the things that you'll probably hear over and over, from movies, from attractions, from, again, anything under the Disney umbrella in the past 100 years. Are we going to hit every single favorite quote? No, because it's only 32 slots. We're still going to have to figure out how we're going to do this. We've only ever done 16. Expanding it to a 32 slot bracket this time around, from a time perspective, we'd have to figure out like how voting is going to go, because in the past we've been able to stretch it out over a 3-week span. We have 5 matchups Monday through Friday. We never did it like Saturday and Sunday, but we would do Monday through Friday, and over the course of 3 weeks we would get our winner. And 32 obviously expands that time. I don't want to go too far to the end of March or go into
2 a
April,
day,
which we've done. So maybe the first week, I think maybe the first week we're going to have to do a couple a day so that we can start eliminating some of those and get into the Sweet 16 for the tournament.
Yeah.
But going back and forth and reading some of the quotes that we have in our document right now, I already know there's going to be some people that are going to love some of these quotes, and some people are going to be like, when did they say that? What?
Yeah.
But again, these are some of our...
good.
Yeah, but again, these are some of our favorite quotes from Disney things, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, like you name it. Like, again, everything under the Disney umbrella. The only thing we haven't tapped into yet is Fox properties. But we might.
Let's do it.
There might be
We
some
still have
dark horse
space.
entries in there. Yeah, we still have some space, but
I'm adding to the list right now.
okay. The Fox properties can be an entire bracket on their own, right? Because of all the good stuff that they have. So maybe that's next year's after the 100 celebration is over.
Could be.
So let's put a pin in that one. But yeah, there might be some dark horse entries for some Fox properties in this one.
I don't know. Just think about it. Like, Disney bought Marvel. Disney bought Pixar. Disney bought Star Wars. Like, they bought Fox. It's all the same, my man.
It is.
It's
Then
all
maybe
the
we
same.
should throw some Simpsons quotes in there or something.
Don't.
Oh,
Eat
there
my
you go.
shorts.
Yes. Yes. Eat my shorts.
Yeah.
Also a
Eat my
great one.
shorts.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on.
Well,
I
add
don't
to
even
the
watch The
document.
Simpsons that much.
Adam.
There we go.
Adam.
Eat my shorts.
Does King of the Hill still count? Because That Boy Ain't Right is...
Puppy.
That Boy Ain't Right.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Yes, that's my... No! Stop!
Pocket
That's
sands.
my purse!
Yeah.
Okay,
A
well,
lot
we'll
of
have to
these
double check
quotes,
to see if
like-
King of the Hill are...
I want to say, like, when you read them, oh my gosh, it's going to be so difficult to vote for because they're so good.
Mhm. Yeah. And of course, always, whenever I participate in stuff like this, I always try to, like, I go into the voting process trying to vote with my gut. It's like first instinct, like, which one do I like more? And then I'm about to submit, and I'm like, but I really also like this one. And then it turns into this whole thing in my head. So this one's going to be hard for me. We've
Disney
had
owns
competitions.
Family Guy now, too. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Oh.
This is going to be difficult. So we were going to do...
I mean,
it's all
Savor
those
next year.
Bob's Burgers.
So we were going to do 64 and whittle it down to
128.
We'll figure
And
something
we can do
out.
this 256, 512, 1024,
Oh, man.
2048.
So many good things.
Let's keep
so
going.
Many good things. So many.
Math.
Yeah.
I
So,
only know that because of my job. It's just numbers I have memorized. So that's not math.
I need a
numbers.
calculator. Yeah.
I'm
so
in
this is gonna be fun.
danger.
There's Ralph. See?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, obviously, Release the Hounds by
Yep.
Mr. Burns. You know what? We can do an
Excellent.
entire March
Just
Mayhem on
Simpsons
Simpsons
quotes.
quotes.
Yeah.
Simpsons versus Family Guy, 16 versus 16.
Oh, or Smithers is yes, sir, for everything. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if we end up doing March Mayhem in April again, just for the fun of it, at least we have options, right?
There we go. Simpsons versus Family Guy.
All right, well, that's going to be fun. We're thinking about how we can tie in some prizes to March Mayhem. So head over to Discord. Let us know what you think. Let us know about your thoughts about this year's idea for March Mayhem. And if you want to suggest any quotes, drop them off in our Discord server. What we can do is maybe we'll have a vote. Like if people submit a few quotes, we'll put them up to a vote. And the one that gets the most votes will end up as part of the bracket. And if your quote ends up in the bracket, we'll send you a prize.
Yeah.
And the prize is your quote written on a piece of paper. No, I'm just kidding.
Boom.
That'll be a good prize. That'll be a good prize.
You'll have it 3D printed. Oh, we need a 3D printer. Well, I guess I got to get a 3D printer then. Yeah,
I guess
I got to
so.
get a 3D printer. Hey, did you see Pedro Pascal on SNL this weekend?
No, I missed it.
I
saw
didn't watch
pictures.
the whole, yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing. I did watch the Mario Kart thing, though.
That's the one I wanted to bring up. Definitely my favorite skit in the entire episode.
You know what? It's, I don't know. I think that would make a better one than that animated one that's coming out.
Oh, burn.
Burn. Sorry, Chris Pratt. I mean, I'm sure the animated one will be fine. But this one,
Yeah.
it's funny. It's in that vein of that I don't like, but I think this is funny of here we take this kid's property and make it an angsty whatever show. Like how the Riverdale thing. All right, here's
yes.
Riverdale, and then there's a
yeah.
murder. Here's Wednesday, Addams Family, and there's a murder. There's always a murder. But anyway, I thought the sketch was very funny.
You know, I'm okay with it as long as I feel like it's done well. And by done well, as long as I enjoy it, really is what it comes down to. Like Wednesday, I totally enjoyed. Haven't really watched a lot of Riverdale, so I couldn't tell you if I liked it all that much. But like, I love Sabrina when it was on Netflix. I thought that was really well done, so I really enjoyed that.
Was there a
and there
murder?
was a murder, multiple murders.
All of the
Multiple,
murder.
yeah.
Everything has to have a murder. You know what? If you're based on a comic book or an old cartoon, you have to have a murder in your show now.
That's
just
to have a murder.
There's got to be a murder.
And it's got to be
Yeah,
in the
suspense.
kitchen with the pipe. And it's got to be
Lead Pipe by
Professor
Mrs. White,
Plum.
Professor Plum, Colonel Mustard,
That's right.
Miss Scarlet,
Dun, dun, dun.
Mr. Green, Miss Peacock.
Boom.
I think
All
you
of
got them.
They all did it.
That's all of them. There we go.
They all did it. Yep. Yeah, it was definitely my favorite skit. My favorite line from the skit is when Peach is asking Mario. Chloe Feynman, I think, was Peach, and Pedro Pascal was playing Mario. And they're on the side of the road, and he's like, I forget what they're talking about. He's like, until you crash. And then
Like, what
Princess
happens
Peach is
if
like,
you-
what happens if you crash? He's like, a guy on a cloud comes out and fishes you out, and you keep going.
She's like,
And she's
okay.
like, okay, all right, okay, cool. And so every little aspect of Mario Kart that I think people troll on or just kind of enjoy about the game was all touched on. Like, if this was the attraction at Universal Studios, like, that'd be great. If we got, like, the standard version for year-round, and then they did, like, an overlay, like, kind of Guardians of the Galaxy does Monsters After Dark. Like, if they did this to the Mario Kart attraction, I think it would be fun. They made it all gritty and everything, and they just made it like this real-life animated or non-animated version. It'd just be funny. People would be against it, obviously, because no overlays. But I think it would be funny. I would enjoy it. So selfishly, I'm saying, do it, Universal. Take it. Just run with it. Yeah, it was funny. Do they do the monologue on YouTube videos? I know that they do certain skits, but do they do the monologue?
I
Most
think they
likely.
basically just clip the whole show and put it on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh,
I
good.
haven't
Okay.
I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure most of the stuff's on there from each episode.
Cool. So I'll definitely put up the Mario Kart one because I know that one's available. And then if I find his monologue, I'll post that as well because I thought he delivered it really well. So I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. Your choice. Did I nail that? Did I get it?
Who's that?
It's the Mandalorian. I just
Who?
Mando,
Oh,
the
boy.
guy with the thing.
Oh, Grogu's dad? Yeah.
Yes,
him.
Grogu's
Yeah.
Oh, he talks about that too in the monologue.
Oh, yeah?
And straight up calls people out. They call him Baby Yoda. So, yay. Hey, there was the internet went a buzz over the fact that there was a casting call for something that's coming to the Hyperion at California Adventure. Andrew, do you want to talk a little bit about what the casting call was for and then your thoughts on what you think it might be?
Yeah, so going over Instagram and our Discord and Twitter and the internet people are interested in this casting call. I'm going to bring it up here. Is listed as singers/actors who move. New limited musical at the Hyperion Theater, Disneyland Resort. Disneyland Entertainment is seeking submissions for musical theater performers for an exciting new Broadway caliber theatrical production at the Disneyland Resort. Planned for a limited run in the state-of-the-art indoor 2,000-seat Hyperion Theater at Disney California Adventure Park. It says this new musical is created by Disney Live Entertainment in a partnership with book writer Hunter Bell. Who was the book writer of the show Title of Show, if it's a small musical, if you've ever heard of it, and the also songs by composer Christopher Lennertz, who's a Emmy and Grammy winning composer. But what got people kind of theorizing in this thing is the roles they're asking for. There's 5 principal roles, featured principal. Well, 8, but 3 are. So the first, it says role number 1 is 3 female roles, 20 to 50, proficient in harmonizing and the ability to sing in many styles from Destiny's Child to the Andrews Sisters. These performers are fun, energetic, and musical sisterhood that acts as the occasional Greek chorus.
Hercules.
Yeah, that's one of the big, I guess, suggestions that are people theorizing is Hercules because the word Greek was in there.
Yeah.
But Greek chorus is also just a theater term in general, coming from So Greek chorus is in Greek theater. They had the Greek chorus. They had a chorus. They had people, basically the narrators. It would be a group of people all, they would narrate the story or say what's going on. It's, each play is a little bit different, but this is where it comes from, ancient Greek theater. So the Greek chorus is a just style of theater character in it. So it doesn't necessarily represent Hercules Greece. The other one, so the other roles real quick, we have female 20 to 30s, mezzo-soprano, contemporary musical theater, brave, resourceful, and intelligent. Must have a strong English accent. Role 3, principal male 17 to 20, tenor, contemporary musical theater, young man coming into his greatness. Number 4, male 30s, 40s, baritone, contemporary musical theater. He is decisive, capable, principal, and has a wry sense of humor. I can't read. He has a wry sense of humor. And the last role, male, 20 to 30s, baritone as well, contemporary musical theater. I don't have to read all of this. He is noble, loyal, and idealistic, a romantic do-gooder who does not give up easily. And then there's also choral roles and dancing roles. But these 5 ones, so the 2 theories that people have put out are Hercules.
I know mine's correct. Mine is correct. It's not Hercules. I know exactly what it is. Doctor Who to the Hyperion, confirmed.
Exactly. Hercules is the one where they see Greek, and then they're like, okay, but there's no British character in Hercules. So that's
what I'm saying.
Kind of
Doctor
like
Who at the
mix it
Hyperion,
out.
confirmed.
But there's only one British person in this.
No.
In this casting call, there's only one British person.
Oh.
who is a
Did they mention Irish?
Female.
No, there's only one must have a strong female accent. What's a
boy.
British accent, English accent, a female 20s to 30s, early 30s. Who is brave, resourceful, and intelligent. The others have no accent preference, so it's could be standard anything. And the other one, Heyzen is on the train of this other boat here. What is your thinking on this call? Hayes and Melissa, I think, have the same idea.
Oh no, I'll let Heyzen
Doctor
say
Who with
this.
the
Go
Hyperion
for it.
confirmed.
It's not Doctor Who.
Damn it.
There are not enough British people.
Oh. Mel?
Rogers the musical.
Boom.
As we've been saying that it could be a great fit, Why not? But Andrew, you kind of helped us out with this because we were like, oh, look, new show. And dude, I don't even know much about this. And you know about shows. So thank you, because I wouldn't have known how to figure this out. So
yeah. Well, I mean, so Rogers, Rogers fits a little better into this model here, but depending on how, like, we only saw one number in Rogers the musical, so that featured just a guy, and then like there was just the guy singer that was I forgot his name. Somebody will criticize me about not knowing his name. The guy that was singing, he was in like Rent and stuff. He was the main singer in the guy
that was Steve
Hawkeye.
or Hawkeye?
No, the guy that was just in a gray suit. He was like the featured singer. He was like a civilian or something.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
The rest of like the Avengers in that were mostly just ensemble people. They just kind of had one line and said their thing and did stuff, and then they went and danced around. How they're saying the Rogers fits is the British English accent woman would be Peggy Carter. In this, but it doesn't really fit into, unless there's like flashbacks. Peggy Carter is like 80 years old in the Avengers times, or dead, or a dead lady. I forget. She's old. So it doesn't really fit unless this is like a Avengers musical that's not Rogers set in the, or it's Rogers but they go through like his whole career kind of thing, where these Greek chorus, it says Andrew Sisters, which would be around the time of, that's the 50s, the 40s and 50s, the Andrew Sisters, and then up to Destiny's Child, which is the late 90s, I guess early 2000s. Anyway, not important. Kind of important, not important. So it fits a little better. We don't know exactly what Rogers the Musical is because we saw one number. So Rogers the Musical could be like a Hamilton-esque musical where it is his entire life, and that's where we get a Peggy Carter and, then we have a Bucky and a Iron Man or something. I don't know. It doesn't, or Tony Stark going through the, life of Rogers. It's the only reason I don't think it's Rogers is because it's a limited run show. And I don't know if putting that much into a quote unquote limited run show, would really make sense. Like, I think if they're going to do Rogers, it should be the like big and da whatever. So
okay,
not
new
to like
plan.
Okay,
new plan then. New plan. Cherry Tree Lane the musical.
That we have this. It's called Mary Poppins.
Yes. Coming to the Hyperion. Coming to the Hyperion summer 2024.
But here's the thing. We're going
Okay,
over
I got
this-
another one. I got another one.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Off to Neverland the musical at the Hyperion coming summer 2024.
I mean, Disney hasn't done their own Peter Pan. The most famous Peter Pan is the whoever did Peter
Was
Pan.
it Shelley Duvall or no? That she was Olive Oil, right? Who?
Yes, Shelley
Yes.
Duvall. You're Kathy
She
Rigby.
was olive oil.
Kathy. Yes.
Kathy Rigby.
I'm all over the place right now. Enter the TARDIS, coming summer
Popeye.
2024 to the Hyperion
There we go.
California Adventure.
Let's just say anything. Why not? Indiana Jones the musical coming to.
Sure.
Roger
I'm being
Rabbit
a
the
pest
musical
about it.
coming
So
to.
I do
No, it's
I do
fine.
want to hear why you're saying that you don't think it's Rogers, because my rebuttal to what you just said before you continue is, like, I feel like there's a lot of things that Disney has released in the last few years that aren't necessarily popular or as popular as they would expect them to be. And so I feel like them slating this as a temporary thing, as a limited engagement, sets them up to scratch it if it fails, which I doubt it would if it was Rogers. I feel like they would do a good job with it, right?
Yeah.
But at that point, they could just say, oh, we got rid of it because it was a limited engagement and, no egg on their face sort of situation. Whereas if they said, like, this is the thing we're going to have there for the next 10 years, and people are like, boo, it's horrible. They're like, well, eat it for the next 9 years. We don't care, and they're not in the business.
Well, they did that with
Frozen.
Frozen.
Yeah, but
Oh,
right now, I feel
yeah.
like with Bob Iger back at the helm right now, like, he's making a lot of decisions that aren't necessarily popular. He's coming in and changing a bunch of stuff, and some people love him, some people hate the decisions that he's making, but he's making them, right? He's in charge again. But he knows entertainment well enough to know that if you brand it as this limited engagement and it doesn't succeed, you can instantly get rid of it or say that it was only part of the Disney 100 celebration, and then no harm, no foul, right? It was just a limited thing
Right.
that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the smart move.
Yeah. And then if it lasts, if it's popular. So where I'm getting at with this is, like, it would be sad if they put only so much money into something that could potentially be there for a long time, like as a limited run show, like
Galactic Star
scenery
Cruiser.
wise, but they put a lot of money into that. That is the thing. It's
And
the
it's
opposite.
doing
If they-
great.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if they only put a whatever, a smaller budget together for this show, and then it becomes something more, like it becomes very popular, it is very unlikely that they then go in and retool it and then put more money into it.
I mean, I love the thoughtfulness you put into it because, I mean, you're approaching it from a very, like, logical theater standpoint, right? We're approaching
Yes,
it
correct.
from the, damn it, we said Rogers the musical as soon as we saw Hawkeye, and that's what we want to see at the Hyperion. So
Yeah.
we're very instinctually saying it. Obviously, would I love to see Doctor Who now that they're going to have it on Disney Plus at the Hyperion? Yeah, I'd love to see a stage version of it. There are plenty of Disney properties that have females with a British accent. I joked Peter Pan and Mary Poppins and stuff. I almost joked and said it was going to be Bluey the musical, but I know that's Australian. But it's close enough that I might
be
be able
happy
to
if
pull it
it
off.
was Bluey the musical.
So if let's say it doesn't turn out to be Rogers, where would
Mhm.
your money be if you had to, or have you thought that far into it yet?
My money is it's something similar to, like, making the magical map or a cabaret show where they can get away with, like, a big video screen, because the theater, the Frozen theater, when Frozen was in there, they had this big video wall in the back that was most of the scenery and this projections and stuff. So if they can get away with using most of that, and they just have, like, a new music and stuff by, for these people in a book, or something along the lines of, making the magical map, big band beat in Tokyo, or something like that, where it's a bunch of different characters, or
But not
we're
a
going
specific
through,
property, though, right?
not a specific property. It would be, kind of a mishmash of stuff. You've seen these shows on cruise ships and stuff like that, where
Like
it can
a
be a
montage
little
of-
Right, yeah.
little topical, but it takes, like, Genie is the main character, and he takes you through animation, different worlds, and something happens, and blah 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 blah. So that's my kind of inkling on what this is. I would love it to be Rogers the Musical and go from there, but the other thing that I that puts it out of Rogers the Musical for me is the creative team is different. The book and the music is not the same writers, and I mean they could be, like, hiding that But the original, like the song from Rogers the Musical in Hawkeye was written by Mark Shaman, who's a like huge Broadway guy. And they could just be using that song and then including it with a whole story and just not saying Mark Shaman is doing this, but not listing it to give people an inkling. But that's the other kind of idea for me on why this may not be Rogers. But it's kind of just like, and which would make sense for something that is, well, I mean, I don't know if this show is premiering this year. It's you can do a show in 6 weeks and get it, depending on if scenery's already been built and blah 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 blah. I don't think they have a date. There's no date attached to this other than it's auditioning in March. Our callbacks are in March. So this is something that's either going to be towards the end of the year or next year, depending on casting and scenery and yada yada yada. But the stranger things have happened. You can put a show up in 6 weeks if you really hunker down and do it, if you're not really relying on
Disney's
scenery
buying
and stuff
Stranger
like that,
Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things the musical. That's actually
Stranger Things the musical of the Hyperion.
That's off
that
Broadway
confirmed?
right now. Stranger Things the musical.
Interesting.
It's a thing that exists. There's quite a few musicals that exist that you wouldn't believe exist. There's like Silence of the Lambs the musical.
What?
Yeah, I'll have to send you the soundtrack sometime. It's very bizarre.
Okay.
Don't have your kids listen to Silence of the Lambs the musical.
No.
Nice.
Or what's the Stephen King one where they're in the house with Jack Nicholson? Red Rum.
The Shining?
Red Rum. Yeah,
The Shining, yeah.
That's a musical as well. They got all kinds of musicals.
Interesting.
There you go. In
I also
October.
found there's a musical called Poop the Musical. I found that one day.
Oh.
Wonderful.
There's a dinosaur musical. There's all kinds of musicals. Anything you want a musical about, it probably exists.
That's funny.
Do you have any other earnest ideas besides Rogers that you think it could be?
Well, it's not Encanto for sure. I mean, I wouldn't have. It's the English accent that throws me off. So I wouldn't know. I mean, what you guys have mentioned already with Mary Poppins and Peter Pan, but at the same time, I don't know what would fit there with Avengers Campus right there. So, wishful thinking. Let's just put it out there in the universe. Rogers the musical. Come on, make it happen. Disney listens to us. Please, Disney, we love you.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Mel on this one. I feel like the proximity to Avengers Campus lends itself to the idea that it can be Rogers the musical.
Definitely.
I mean, logically, the way that you're thinking about it does make sense, right? Because you would want something with some kind of longevity. And even calling it a limited engagement, like we talked a bit ago, that if it is successful, they could just be like, okay, we'll leave it here longer for you because we want to make you happy. So we're going to give you what you want situation. But like I said, I'm kind of with the Rogers crowd on this one. I really want to see Rogers the musical.
I would be elated to see Rogers the musical, so I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. And I've been wrong before. I've been very wrong.
Oh, we all have.
I remember.
We all have.
I remember when I said Disney would never do this scheduling of annual passes. That's never gonna happen. What are you talking about? These are just ideas. This is 5 years away. So that's yeah. I've been very wrong before. So let's hope I am this time.
Yeah. If any of you out there listening have any ideas of what it might be, or if you're on the wishful thinking bandwagon that it's Rogers the Musical, sound off over on Discord. If you haven't joined the community yet, it's super simple. You can head over to podketeers.com/links. There you will find some of the most looked for links on our website, including an invite to join our Discord. Once there, leave us a comment. Let us know where you fall in this debate of what you think will end up in the Hyperion. But, it's fun to speculate. But obviously, we'd love to see Rogers. But let us know what you think. Also, on the links page, you'll find a link to the FGP Squad. Since we're talking about links, I want to send a quick shout out to a wonderful group of listeners known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers happen through their support via Patreon. Being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks, like access to a special section on Discord, access to our happy hour calls, additional content over on Patreon, giveaways, and more. So if you have any questions about being a part of the FGP Squad family, send us a message. We'll be happy to answer. But of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. And a reminder that our next call is coming up on February 11th. That information is going to be posted on Patreon and on Discord. You'll find the Zoom call information. And hope to see you there. We'd love to hang out. We'd love to play some games and see all of you. So that's coming up very soon. Let's see. What else do we have? We haven't talked about Dreamlight Valley in a little bit, and I want to talk about it just for a second because we had a huge announcement coming from them. We kind of knew they had teased that they were going to be adding like Olaf, right? And then they ended up dropping another teaser for a new rabbit that's going to be coming to the valley. It's wearing like a little top hat and stuff. And then they dropped a teaser with a doorknob for the Familia Madrigal. And so it looks like Encanto is coming to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Along with that, they ended up posting a roadmap of kind of where they're going with the game over the course of the next year. And I just want to read what some of these free updates are. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because, speaking about being wrong, Andrew, I thought that we were going to get a couple of free updates ending with like Scar or whatever we were getting now under the idea, obviously, that we thought that the main game was going to launch in March. Now, there's still no word on when the game will drop for free. It's still pay to play at this point. But I mean, these are some pretty major free updates coming to the game. So the first one in February, they're kicking off something called the Festival of Friendship. It launches on February 16th, and as part of that, we're getting Olaf. We're getting a new Star Path, which celebrates Disney's 100th anniversary. And the way that they're teasing it is with the Mickey ears that look like the metal is like dripping on them, the silver ones. Not a big fan of those ears, by the way. But more importantly, we're getting every biome has that big rock where you find like the orbs that go in it to power the biome. We finally get to continue that part of the game in Frosted Heights. So that's part of what's coming February 16th. And, of course, we're getting Encanto. I don't know if it's just going to be a door at this point. Like, it looks like we're going to get the doorknob. We're going to open a door in the castle. We're going to get, another realm to visit. I wonder if they're going to bring all of Casita to Dreamlight Valley if Mirabelle comes to Dreamlight Valley.
It's in the promo art.
It is.
So in
it's
the promo
big.
art is Casita and Mirabelle and Olaf and the bunny and
Oh, right. Okay, so I want to go back to that. Keep that in mind because I want to go back to that promo art.
Okay.
I'm going to quickly go down the roadmap. In April, we're opening yet another realm, and we're going to get Lion King characters as part of that. We're also going to be getting a brand new Star Path to celebrate Disney parks. Then in early summer, we're going to they're telling us we're going to finally unveil the secret to the forgetting. And then a princess races into the valley was also one of the hints that they gave us for that one, including a new Star Path that doesn't have a name yet. Any speculation from either one of you about the princess racing into the valley? Because they're showing us the big pumpkin and then part of the story of that like shadow version of Evil You in the game.
Oh wait, you just threw me off with the pumpkin. I was gonna be like Sugar Rush. I finally
No,
get
but
step into
I
the
don't.
game.
I don't
But
think
that-
they're related. I think Sugar Rush is right.
I think you're both right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Mel. I think they used the image of the pumpkin to try to throw us off.
Throw
like
you
the
off.
whole like
yeah.
Cinderella at midnight racing off, right? I think
Right.
you're right. I think it's Sugar Rush. I think we're going to get Vanellope. And then the other things that they're promising for later in 2023 are obviously more decorations and furniture, clothing and motifs, which, like, whatever. More realms, characters, and multiplayer is coming to the game later this year.
Finally.
So that I'm super excited about because I think we're finally going to be able to travel, to different valleys of people that are our friends. So that's going to be super exciting. Okay, so back to this promo art that you were talking about a minute ago, Andrew. There's a couple of really interesting things here. So one, they did dress up the house in a different color, which they already told us we were going to get as part of the update. You're going to be able to change the color of your house. Yes, we see Olaf as part of it. We see Mirabelle. We see the doorknob. We see Casita in the background with that, the bunny that they're using. But the thing that really caught my eye is I know that we're going to be doing stuff in Frozen Heights or
Frosted Heights.
yeah, Frosted Heights. That's what it is. The thing that caught my eye the most is on the left side of that promo art is the mountain for Frosted Heights, but they have more of that glowing, like hieroglyphic looking thing. And, that matches a lot of what's in the Glade of Trust right now. There's a lot of ruins. If you go into the cave inside of the beach biome, you also see a lot of those hieroglyphics. There's a couple of tasks that you have to do where you plant potatoes and carrots and stuff and give them gems and stuff to light them up and continue. Talk about wishful thinking, with Rogers the Musical and stuff. But damn it if this doesn't, just scream Atlantis to me the whole time.
Right.
What they've been calling them is, if you do a little digging through the menus and stuff, I'm sure it's mentioned before, but I think they're called the Ancient Ones or something like that is what they're referenced as. So, but I agree with you that it does look very much Atlantean, for sure. It'd be interesting that your whole valley is on the back of this whole Atlantis thing, making that the crux of the game, some sort of, but or some sort of whatever. Anyway, making that the crux of the game in some way or another. But it sure screams Atlantis. It sure does.
Definitely does. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, it does scream it. But it's don't tease us. But why would it be in Frosted Heights? That's the one thing I don't understand.
I think it's gonna crop up in different biomes as you go.
Yeah.
The Dazzle Beach was the first one where the cave was, and then it'll probably be oh, we dug some snow away, and there it is. But we forgot this was back here. I remember when somebody did something, and it'll be Donald or something. I don't know. Somebody's gonna say it like that. You were the ruler here, and you covered it up. Don't you remember?
It's
you
your
ding
fault.
dong? It's all your fault. You did this to us.
You did this.
right.
I don't know exactly how they're going to be tied together, but if you've done the Elsa quest, there's another door or something that you can't yet open. You go through this whole thing of completing the process of, collecting all the gems and everything to help you open the door and stuff, and nothing. You can't open it yet. There's still a piece missing that hasn't been introduced to the game yet. And so I've been thinking about how certain things can connect. We haven't seen a lot of the underground of the game, just the overworld, basically. So, what if Elsa's cave technically somehow connects to the cave on the beach? It runs a path where you see other stuff. And because,
tunnel.
again, yeah. Well, the other thing is, if you've opened up the cave in the Sunlit Plateau, by the way, I think we should have said spoiler alert, because there's a lot of stuff in here that,
Oops.
yeah,
You gotta say spoiler alert for video games too.
Kind of. Well, yeah, because if people haven't played it, you're ruining it. Okay, so spoiler alert from now on. Yeah. Or if you don't care, then keep listening. Otherwise, I'll include it in the intro. But, in the Sunlit Plateau, when you open up the cave and you go in to get the Vitalis crystals, there's a lot of mine train tracks that are broken. And, I don't know if either one of you has ever done this, but I've kind of walked around the cave and I've looked at where they get cut off and stuff. And over on the opposite sides where these train tracks or these mine tracks are broken are more of these pillars with these Atlantean-looking symbols and more night thorns and all sorts of other stuff. So the more that I explore and the more that I play the game, the more it feels like we're going to get Atlantis, which seems weird because it's not like this huge Disney property. They've never treated it like a huge deal. It is reaching its 25th anniversary in a couple of years. I don't know if somebody finally said, you know what, let's give Atlantis some love, and if that turns out to be the case, if this really does lead to Atlantis being a part of the game, one, I'm going to be super happy, but two, I'd be even happier because I feel like it leaves it open for Treasure Planet to become a part of the game as well. Because it's also a property that was treated fairly similarly to the way Atlantis has been treated over time.
Totally. There's a part... Okay, so when we see Casita on the side on the right, there's a bridge. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a new biome instead of just going through the portal for a door. Does that make sense?
Oh, I didn't even notice
I wonder if that'll
lead.
Yeah. So I wonder if we're going to see, if we're actually going to go there and see. That's one way to see Casita and not have it just be a door. I would prefer that.
Oh,
I think the bridge,
love that.
I mean, the bridge looks similar to the bridge that is in what is it called? The Forest of Valor. Yeah, it's very similar to that. And if you kind of look behind, there is the pine trees that are up there. The game that I used to play that was also by Gameloft, the Disney Magic Kingdoms, they share a very similar style of how they do their artwork for their new releases. And I've kind of gotten used to how that artwork kind of is, and so with how they would do it on that game, that doesn't mean that it's not happening. They kind of just take stuff and shove it all together. So sometimes it means something and sometimes it means nothing. So it's very hard to tell. That bridge could be, there's a whole nother biome, but it also kind of looks like the bridge that's in there. So you never know. But it's very interesting how they do there. They try to include everything that's in the update in the artwork. So I mean, we also see Mickey and Minnie in the 100th anniversary costumes in this artwork as well. Yeah. And then the character is holding the teased doorknob is in this as well. So the artwork can be deceiving at sometimes. Based on prior history with this company.
There's only one other thing that I want to bring up. I mean, I get what you're saying, but there's only one other thing that I want to bring up. Maybe this is wishful thinking, but I feel like we're not looking at the front of the castle. I feel like we're looking at the back of the castle, and it makes me feel like what Mel is suggesting is possible, right? Because I think we brought it up when we first started playing the game. We wondered if they were going to add new biomes to the main map versus opening doors and we were going to visit realms. Having additional biomes would be fantastic. Because the way that they have the castle on top of this mountain or this rock, it's not how it is in the game. And so I'm wondering if what we're looking at is the back of the castle and somehow we're going to get this additional realm added to the map in the back or something. And then, I mean, if that's the case, then the possibilities are endless at that point as far as what can be added.
I'm trying to zoom in here. So It is the front of the castle that we're looking at. There's the big clock is on the front, but like I said, I'm trying not to be like Mr. Party Pooper Wet Blanket Man.
No, go ahead.
But that's just kind of how I am in this day, I guess. I don't know, but just based on how they would do their artwork on the other game is all I'm basing this off of. And they would do stuff like this where like there was a castle central to the game as well, and they would just kind of like put stuff there, and it wouldn't mean anything, but a lot of people would theorize about it and would do the same things that we're doing now, and then it wouldn't mean anything, and then everybody get all mad about it. And so that's why I'm just trying to like, I don't know, I'm being a wet blanket guy. But zooming in, I also noticed that above where we see the symbol, the Atlantean looking symbol, there is also one of those pedestals with the stone in them. Like up there too. So there's a lot of stuff in here. If you go in and zoom in, like the house has like a Mickey weather vane on it. Your blue house. So there's just like I don't know. I'm gonna stop being Mr. Party Pooper guy and let people dream, because I all these things I would love to see, new realms, new stuff. As long as it doesn't make the game crash more, I'm great with it.
That's true.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I've heard that on other systems it doesn't crash as much. You know, we've talked about how there's more power behind them. There's more power behind PCs. And I'm getting closer and closer to possibly getting an alternate version of this one to play aside from the Switch version. One, because it makes me think, like, let's say that I got the PC version, right? What if I did want to make all those pumpkin puffs, and I can set up just like a mouse, like I could set up some macro and I could just let it cook all my pumpkin puffs overnight, and then I don't have to worry about doing it myself. I would make way more money. Oh, you want to hear something sad about the pumpkins, by the way? So a few days ago, I decided, okay, well, it's time to pick my pumpkins. I haven't been as active as picking them as I was before, harvesting and all that stuff. I got 2.5 rooms full of pumpkins right now. And remember I mentioned that I was going to get to 3 rooms, and I wasn't going to make the pumpkin puffs. I was just going to sell everything, right? And whatever I got, I got. So I started harvesting maybe like 3 or 4 days ago from when we're recording this episode. I put my game down because I started doing something else, and I totally forgot, and I didn't play for like 3 days. All of the ground that was dug up ready to plant had restored itself to the
That's 3
regular
days for
ground.
you. You did it. 3 days is the golden time frame there.
And so not only did I have to spend the time planting and watering, but I also had to spend the time re-digging all the holes. It took me a while to decide this. I kind of took it as a sign and thought, maybe I should just leave this and finally start decorating the valley. Like, why am I going to fill it up with holes again? And then I thought to myself, but my 3rd room isn't full. To digging we go. And so I went back to digging and planting all the pumpkins. So I'm sure that once I get to the 3 rooms, I'm going to be like, well, can I fill up a 4th?
What about 10 rooms?
What about 10 rooms? What about adding floors to the house? Why not? No, I'm pretty decided now. At the end of the 3 rooms, I am going to sell all the pumpkins, and I'm going to reduce my pumpkin growing to maybe a couple of patches and some. I haven't decided where they're going to be, but I have decided that
just
once
put
I
them
fill
in
up the 3
Spooky
rooms,
Land, because nobody cares about Spooky Land.
Unless it's Fairy Godmother that lives up there. She might not like all the pumpkins there.
It's so far away. I don't even want to deal with Spooky Land. That's my opinion. I don't care about Spooky Land. I don't go up there except to buy pumpkins.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna be sad if it doesn't become Spooky Land when she arrives. It's like that's the closest
Spooky land. That's
I
where I
mean-
put Maleficent's throne and like a fire thing, and then that's all that's up there.
Yeah, we have barbecues up there. Cook stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing, right? Up in the Forgotten Lands, towards the back of it,
Mhm.
there's the little
You mean the
pedestals with
spooky
the
place.
crystals and stuff like. Oh, sorry, Spooky Lands.
Spooky land.
There's also what looks like an additional part of the mountain that you can go up once you get rid of the larger night thorns, and it's right
Yeah.
where the like that base and the crystals and all that stuff is. So it looks
Mhm.
like there's going to be more stuff happening in that area as well. I don't know, man. I've been enjoying this game way more than I ever thought I was going to, and I've gotten so deep into it that
Mhm.
now, like, anytime Gameloft makes any type of announcement, I don't know, I love the game. I've been super excited about it. I was happy to play it when it first got released, but it's got me so involved, like, really, honestly, way more than I ever thought I was going to be involved with the game. Like, I thought I was going to play and
Yeah.
just going to be like, all right, cool, we're done with this. And I don't find myself playing a lot of other games like that. Like, I've found myself coming back to this one more and more. And with the library of content that Disney has, they have a game, like, if they play their cards right and they don't make it too expensive down the line to add updates, or if they don't make it prohibitive, for people to continue playing, like, this really is a game that's going to have years of longevity behind it.
Yep.
As long as they keep updating it, like Dreamlight Valley. Dreamlight Valley. That's what this is. Disney Magic Kingdoms. I mean, I played forever. I only stopped playing when this came out because I also just was tired of the game. But they updated it constantly, like probably 4 or 5 times a year, if not more often. They had a lot of events and stuff like that, like mobile games do. But the company seems to be pretty good about updating and adding characters and adding stuff. So if it proves to be popular and worth their time, I'm sure they're going to keep at it as long as people keep playing.
Yeah.
And as long as they keep those blue chests, because what is I forgot what they're called.
Moonstones?
Yes, moonstones. Collect every single one because you're gonna need them, and sometimes you'll find like 3, which is awesome.
Like, are we gonna need them? No, because like they don't do anything. Like Moonstone's the only thing that you
Not
can
yet.
use them for right now is
Star
to
paths.
unlock the Star Path thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like not that expensive. I have like
What? Don't
50,000 moonstones. Like,
I do too.
like,
I don't know what to do with them.
anything. They're just there.
Hold on to them.
It'll
'cause I'm
probably.
sure we're gonna
I'm
need
sure
'em.
it's gonna come to be something at some point. But I'm rolling in the moonstones right now.
Maybe the moonstones will play a role in, like, the coins you get work as currency within your valley, but moonstones can be used like to mail something to someone in another valley, like one of your friends or something.
Yeah, I mean, when they first announced the game and were talking about like, okay, you get all this, when you buy the premium package and you get all this stuff, they're like moonstones, they'll be important later. And that was kind of where they left it, and nothing ever came of it. So I'm guessing it'll be more of something when it becomes free. Like maybe a lot of the stuff in the update will cost moonstones or something.
All the different doors.
And I mean the doors cost Dreamlight, so that there's gonna be something probably where moonstones are like the premium currency for you'll get the base set of the like how the Disney Magic Kingdoms work is like they would have like a set of like they say the Incredibles showed up. Like that was the whole thing. When they had 4 of the Incredibles, but then if you wanted to get Frozone, you had to pay extra for Frozone, and you can use the premium gem currency, or you could pay just money. And it would be somewhere, in the gems, it would be like somewhere between like around like 500 or so in that game. So I have a feeling it may be something similar to that, where there will be extra content that is part of the game. It won't hinder you from completing the storyline, but there's going to be like additional storylines and things like that with other characters where it costs moonstones to acquire.
That actually makes a lot of sense because if you guys and I don't do a lot of gaming, right? But I have been playing a few other games with the kids, like not as much as Dreamlight Valley, but we've been playing like Fall Guys and Fortnite and stuff like that. And so the model that you're talking about, Andrew, makes sense because Epic Games does that now. Like they have their in-game stuff, but then there's the real-world dollars that you can translate into Showbucks or V-Bucks in these other games. The Moonstones could be their version of that, especially if you got like the Founders Pack or whatever, you ended up getting way more Moonstones because you're essentially paying for them, right? So what you're saying, I think, makes a lot of sense.
So one of my famous quotes I say on here: "Only time will tell." I know I say that a lot. Only time will tell. Well, wait and see.
It's very true. All right, so let's shift to the parks for a moment before we wrap up with our last couple of segments for today. I just want to bring up some merch that they have at the parks because, you know, we knew that there was going to be a lot of Disney 100 Celebration merchandise. I've already pre-ordered some of this stuff on Amazon, some of the cool Funkos. Thank you, Andrew, for letting me know when they were available to purchase.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot I ordered that.
Yeah, a lot of that is coming. I think I ordered
coming.
like a Disney 100 book as well as part of some of the pre-orders that they've made available. Let me quickly look at Amazon here. Yeah, I ordered the Story of Disney 100 Years of Wonder book. So I know that that's going to be coming sometime in March. But in the parks, they have, you know about the pressed pennies, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally, Disney will do other coins as part of the collectors. And when I was younger, I loved collecting the pressed pennies. I have a couple of those little binders that they had where you slip in the pressed penny, and then you just kind of have all these like cool designs, right? Well, they're doing something different for the Disney 100 celebration. They're releasing medallions. They're not calling them coins, they're calling them medallions. Some of them look pretty cool. There are numerous locations at this point that have them available. I believe there's going to be 100 by the end of the celebration. We know where a handful of these are already available, and what we know is that they're either $6 a piece or $20 for 4 of them, and each machine normally has 4 of them available. If you tally up what this is going to cost, if you're a completionist, on top of the fact that you have to buy the collectible binder, which I believe runs $25, $30. On top of that, you're going to be spending around $500 to collect all of these coins should you decide to do the 4 for $20, or about $600 if you're going to do the $6 per coin if you don't get them in sets. It's a pretty pricey collectible. I think a lot of people are going to pick and choose the ones that they want. I'm sure that there are going to be people that are just going to try to collect all 100 medallions. What do you guys think about them, and do you see yourself collecting any of these?
They're really cool. The only ones I would get are the Haunted Mansion ones and the Pirate ones. Other than that, I don't see myself collecting 100. That's insane and out of my budget. But for the 4 for $20, it's a one-time thing. Sure. It's probably one of the cheapest things that you could get for the anniversary. So I would say those.
I have, let's see. I don't know if you can hear that, but those are my current medallions. I have a couple medallions here. There's some noise for you. So I'm a fan of these. I like coins. I probably will not end up getting all of them. I don't care about a lot. I mean, I care about it, but like I don't care to have a complete set of something if it's not what I like. Like I have a complete set of every pin of Aladdin Musical Spectacular that's ever been made. It's like that's one of like my completionist things. But these coins, I think I would again rather have just the things that interest me. So the same ones you said, Mel. The Pirates and the Haunted Mansion ones for sure. Maybe an Oswald one. Maybe if they had a Roger Rabbit one come out in the future, or who knows, Emperor's New Groove, something fun. I don't know what their plans are for some of these, because right now I think they have they've released like 40 of them total right now, I think, are out around there. So there's still quite a number if they're going to get 100. So, sky's the limit with these. They can put whoever they want on them. But, yeah, I definitely will hopefully be picking up some of these the next time I'm in the park. Maybe I'll have to give Larry a call, since he's there every other day, it seems. And, I mean, I'm very jealous of him. But, yeah, some of these, if there's an indie one or something, those will be the ones that I'm more interested in than, just like Peter Pan or Bambi or, what have you. But there are some, there are good options here for basically anybody that's interested. They have Marvel, they have Star Wars, they have Pixar, they have Disney, everything's there. So you can find these coin machines throughout the parks and downtown Disney. I believe there are, let's see,
I think there's 11 locations so far.
Is it?
Including the hotels actually have machines.
It's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. The hotels. Yep. I think each hotel has one. Downtown Disney has 2. And then, 3 at Disneyland and 3 California Adventure.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you on the Haunted Mansion ones. I think, like, if I took inventory of the ones that I feel like I would want to collect, definitely the mansion ones. Probably throw the pirate ones in there. Anything with Walt Disney or Mickey or both, I'd want to get. Probably an Oswald one. They have a Wally one available at Paradise Pier Hotel that I think I would also get, just because I love Wally.
That one's cute.
And if they end up releasing something like the Arc Reactor or like an Avengers logo or something like that, like I'll probably end up wanting to get those as part of the collection. Mm-hmm. But like you, I don't see myself collecting all 100 of this. I'm going to be very choosy about which ones I get. I feel like there's definitely a good 10 to 15 that I definitely want. And then everything is whatever. It's cool to have them, but I'm not like a Bambi coin. I could do without something like that.
Yeah.
So anyhow, if you get an opportunity to head to the parks, and if you're interested in collecting any of the medallions, like Andrew said, there's multiple locations at Disneyland, including the Penny Arcade. Pieces of 8 is where you're going to find a lot of the Haunted Mansion and pirate stuff. There's one at the exit of Space Mountain, over at California Adventure, at the Camera Shop, the Collector's Warehouse, and Bing Bong's Sweet Tooth, or Sweet Stuff, is where you're going to find the other ones. There's 2 machines at World of Disney, I believe at opposite ends of the store. And then the hotels, they're going to have one at the Disneyland Hotel, the Grand Californian, and at the Paradise Pier Hotel as well. We don't know if they're going to end up releasing more machines, or if they're just going to replace the coins in those machines. Maybe like half of the celebration, they have these available, and then the second half of the celebration, they have the other 50 coins available, if they do indeed do 100.
Because I think there is a machine right now in Galaxy's Edge as well that doesn't have these. I think there's a coin machine in Galaxy's Edge, if I'm not mistaken, that has just Galaxy's Edge coins in them. I believe that is true, but I don't know. I could be making it up.
Very, very cool. The other thing that I saw that I feel like I really need in my life, and I got to figure out what to do about getting this, but you know how you got the Mousker Award? You were talking about the Mousker that you got? Okay. Yes. So as part of the same collection, they released a little Disney water tower that's a lamp, and it looks so cool. It's $100. I almost ordered it on Shop Disney, but I want the discount. So I feel like it's one of those items you just have to get in the park if you want your discount. But it looks so cool, man. Like, I feel like I need that little water tower in my life.
And it's like you say little because it's smaller than a life-size water tower, but I think it's still pretty big. Like it's like
pretty
lamp
cool.
sized. It's
Right.
like the size of
It
a
is.
lamp. It's still pretty like substantial. But yeah, that's cool. They have a lot of cool stuff they're releasing for the 100 celebration. The Eras collection they're calling it. It looks great. It's all on Shop Disney. I've been on Shop Disney too much. I've I've stumbled across some more fun things on Shop Disney.
Do we have another
so-
game ready?
You want to play play the Shop Disney game?
Yes.
Sure.
Let's do it.
This is the Shop Disney game. We need a theme song for the Shop Disney game.
Shop
Disney
Disney.
game. Okay, anyway, here we go. It's the Shop Disney game. If you don't remember the Shop Disney game, I am going to describe a thing, an item for sale on Shop Disney, and Heyzen and Melissa are going to try and guess what the theme of said item is. So this is themed to a film. So that's your hint, is a film to get you in. This is a dog collar by artist Anne Shen. The dog collar says your four-legged friend will look pawfully elegant in this simulated gold leather studded with sparkling rhinestones. It will provide your pooch.
Boop, boop, boop. What is Spooky Buddies?
It's not Spooky Buddies. No, I'm
Damn
sorry.
What is Airbud?
That's not Airbud. What can I
Damn
tell
it.
you? Rhinestones, adjustable metal buckle, rose gold tone metal D ring. Comes in 3 sizes. Let's see what else. There's on
Oh,
the
bloop, bloop, bloop.
on the collar. Okay, go ahead.
What is Lady and the Tramp?
No.
Dang.
I know it's rough. Wow.
What is Homeward Bound?
Rose goals?
No. Here's the hint. Here's a hint. You're like not anywhere close. You're thinking too rationally when it comes to this dog collar.
Oh no. I feel like it's gonna be one of those Pirates of the Caribbean tie-dye ugly shirt things.
It's not that bad. It's not the Pirates of the Caribbean dog collar.
Okay. Haunted Mansion dog collar?
No.
You know what? I'm gonna say Cinderella.
It's not Cinderella dog collar. No.
I'm like, what's fancy and stuff?
Think. What can I tell you? Let's see. The picture on the
Star Wars.
No, it's not Star Wars. The picture on, so it has like a little heart, like locket looking thing, and on the picture on there features 4 characters, 3 little characters and their mother. The mother is very regal and fancy, and she's got 3 little children.
The Aristocats?
The Aristocats
For a
is,
dog collar?
Yes, this is the
What?
Aristocats dog collar on Shop Disney.
Nailed it marketing wise.
What?
What is funny on here
Wow.
is they also sell cat collars on Shop Disney, but there's not an Aristocats cat collar. No. The Aristocats dog collar, which features Duchess and the 3 kittens.
Nice.
On your dog collar.
Because,
Okay.
yeah, you do that.
Looks very nice. Shop Disney. Okay.
Well done,
here's-
Mel.
You might have. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
You might have seen these munchlings. So this is themed to
Grogu.
This is a character. No, it's not Grogu.
It's the Grogu blue thingies with the macaroons.
I already said it's not Grogu. So
I
that's
just
I'm
wanted
trying
to
to give
say
you
that.
hopefully an easier
Okay.
one if you've seen these munchlings. This one's themed to an acai bowl. Munchling acai bowl. I can't really tell you much other than it's themed to an acai bowl. And it's a munchling, part of the Fruity Friends series of Disney munchlings. They are proven to be huggable, lovable.
Bing bong.
No, it's not Bing Bong.
I don't even
Oh,
think I know
wow.
what this is.
Aren't munchlings like a Chex Mix sort of thing?
No, that's Muddy Buddies. I don't know
What?
you're-
I thought aren't
no,
munchlings a
munchlings-
snack?
No, you're thinking of Munchkins.
That's
like donut holes that
in my head. I kept thinking that they were like
So-
a snack. Okay.
I will explain to you what
All right, well, I'm
Munchlings
sorry.
I
are.
thought so,
Munchlings
too.
are like these little. So do you know what like the Squishmallows are? Squishmallows. Have you seen those?
Yeah, the Squishmallows.
Yeah, those. Yeah, Squishmallow.
Big, round,
I'm saying a
floofy-
stupid way to
Yeah.
say it. I could say Squishmallow
I
instead.
do like Squishmallow.
Munchlings are kind of like that. They're themed to. It's like a plush themed to a character, but they're also food. So like there's like a Mike
Oh.
Wazowski avocado toast, and there's like a piglet
Wow.
chocolate covered strawberry,
So-
and there's like Winnie the Pooh honey pot or whatever. The kind of things like that. This is an acai bowl themed to a character. I'll say this character.
Winnie the Pooh.
No, it's not. I already said Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
And Winnie the Pooh is a honey pot, I think, or maybe he's a pumpkin.
you don't know. He might secretly love acai bowls.
He could. I mean, I don't know
I
if
know, I'm
this
trying to
character
think.
Maybe
knows
he
what
wants to
this?
lose a little bit of weight, and
acai
before he
bowl
goes out
is.
on a jog, he eats an acai bowl.
Winnie the Pooh's going out on a jog, huh? Okay.
You don't know.
Oh,
he
stuff
might.
and fluff. Anyway, okay, I'll start giving you hints.
Iron Man.
Yes, Iron. Yes, there you go. He got it. The Iron Man. No, these are Disney,
red.
mostly Disney
Acai bowl.
and Pixar animated characters.
Okay.
The
This
cast of Inside Out.
this movie came out in the early 2000s. This character is more heavily featured in sequel and subsequent TV show.
Kronk?
No.
It's a Mater acai bowl squishmallow.
Yes.
Squishy boo boo whatever.
A munchling.
Yes.
Wow.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, so this what
So not Mater.
It's not Mater, no.
But is it Cars?
No. What else can I tell you without just like being blatant about it? This character comes from outer space.
Oh, Wally.
No.
No.
This character has more.
Wait, Stitch?
This character has more than 600. It's not Stitch, but you're on the right track. Who right movie.
Angel.
There you go. We got it. It was
What?
a long road. This is an Angel
What?
acai bowl Disney
Who is making these
munchling
decisions?
scented plush fruity fines medium
Wow.
14-inch
I need to see
34
this.
99. I will send you a picture of the Angel.
Yes, please.
$34.99.
Yeah, they come in like
can't-
different sizes. So this is 14 inches. So it's, like that big. It's like bigger in my head.
Okay.
They come in different sizes. You can get them like tiny keychain size all the way up to like big ol'. Like the Stitch is a pineapple upside down cake. Just to like give you a mini strawberry cupcake, Pooh honey cake. They have multiple Winnie the Pooh ones. Anyway, so those are the munchlings.
That's
Let's
funny.
see. I know we're kind of running along here, but I don't care. I still got another segment, but here we're gonna do one more. I got plenty of these. This is themed to let's see. This is a general. Let's see. I'm gonna try and not give you a theme other than it's a property. And then I'll give you hints if we need. This is a dig kit. I don't know if you've seen videos of people.
I know what this
Do you
is.
know
I'm
what
not
this
going to
is?
answer it.
Okay.
Yes, because
Mel-
this got me mad.
Oh, just say
Mel
it
knows
then.
what this is.
Just
This
say
is
because
a-
now I'm curious.
No, hold on. I gotta explain it
Oh,
first.
okay.
So do you know what a dig kit is, Heyzen?
I feel like it's Indiana Jones related, and you're trying to teach kids about archaeology somehow.
It's not
You
Indiana
would have thought
Jones.
so.
You would have. So this is like it's basically like a I don't know how to explain it. It's like a hardened block of sand, and inside the block is like stuff. And they give you like a little hammer and a little chisel and a little like brush to like kind of excavate the stuff. So let's see. It's a. This set comes with a plaster building containing a hidden surprise, plus digging tools and, let's see, buildable skeletons with accessories for hours of fun. That's all I can really tell you about it.
Big
That's
Thunder
it.
Mountain.
Nope. You're kind of getting on the right track, though.
It is a
Galaxy's
good guess.
No, too far. Go
Oh.
go the other way in the park.
Make a U-turn.
Yeah, make a U-turn.
Oh, make a U-turn. New Orleans Square.
Get closer.
You're close.
What? Club 33 dig kit.
You're getting closer.
Find a bar of gold.
Hey,
You are
Heyzen, you're
warm.
Pirates of the
Heyzen,
Caribbean?
you're right. I was gonna say you're right on top of it. Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, so this is a Pirates of the Caribbean dig
That's so
kit.
funny.
It's just like a block of compressed sand, and there's like skeletons and stuff in there, and you dig it out. This is $25
Dumb thing.
for you. Yes, Indiana Jones would be a much better theme for this. I mean, I
Yes.
kind of get the idea they put a skeleton in there, like, ooh, spooky. But you find a skeleton and it has like there's like a tattered T-shirt or something in there too. Like these are small. They're like the size of I don't know, Hot Pocket. I don't know. They're like that. Maybe a little bigger than a Hot Pocket.
Hot
The universal
like Hot Pockets.
universal measurement of Hot Pocket. So yeah, that's the Disney. I almost called it the Disney Plus game, the Shop Disney game. We got plenty of these. There's no shortage of dumb stuff on Shop Disney, so we'll definitely bring this back again. I like the Shop Disney game. There's so much dumb stuff on there.
That's funny. Well, thank you for another installment of the Shop Disney game. That brick of sand is
It's a
interesting.
brick of sand, and I'll
Especially
send you a
Hours of
picture.
fun.
Pirate theme, but
Yes.
hours of fun, right?
It's like 4.5 minutes of fun for $25.
All right. Well, I think it's time to wrap up the episode with another installment of Great Moments with Mr. Andrew as we continue learning a little bit of Disney history throughout the 100 years of the Disney Company. Andrew, take it away.
Man, I hope you're not tired of hearing me talking, because I feel like I've been talking so much this episode. So
I love it.
Let's round it out with more me talking. The years are 1933 and 1934. So 1933, we get a few recognizable names join the company. Eric Larson, who was a directing animator of like Snow White, Mary Poppins, Jungle Book, Alice in Wonderland, joins the company. Also, Wolfgang Reitherman, who is one of Walt's 9 Old Men, joins the company. And also Clarence Nash, who is originated the voice of Donald Duck. All three of them joined the company in 1933. Besides gaining these guys, the company also released a silly symphony, The Three Little Pigs. I can't talk today. The silly symphony called The Three Little Pigs, which would go on to be another great milestone for the company. And its feature song, Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf, becomes a national hit. It kind of like becomes this big... because the Depression is going on right now. To kind of get out of the just the Disney stuff. The Depression has been going on for like the entire run of the company starting, and this is kind of becomes like a big song for the Depression that people latch on to. Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? But also this year, the first Mickey Mouse watch went on sale. And Walt and Lillian welcomed their first child, Diane, who was born on December 18th, 1933. By the end of the year, the company had released 11 Mickey shorts and 6 silly symphonies. Getting into 1934, Walt is pushing to get more young animators to the studio, and boy, howdy, did he get some. This year alone, we added 3 more of who would become Walt's 9 Old Men. 1934 sees the addition of Ward Kimball, Milt Kahl, and Frank Thomas. We also see Bill Tytla. I'm gonna screw up his last name. Tytla, who today is considered animation's Michelangelo. Very talented animator. He was with the company for a very short time, but did a lot of work on Snow White and was a lot of like uncredited work, and kind of a weird stuff happened with him. But anyway, Donald Duck makes his first appearance this year in the silly symphony, The Wise Little Hen. But Mickey Mouse is also as popular as ever. Lots more merchandise coming for Mickey Mouse. He's added to the Encyclopedia Britannica. Cartier began selling diamond-studded Mickey pins. Lionel creates a Mickey wind-up handcar, and General Foods puts Mickey on a box of Post Toasties, which becomes the first licensed character to appear on a cereal box. So it's just Mickey Mouse fever up in here. This year also sees another Oscar win for the company as The Three Little Pigs wins in 1934. This year is also very important because this is when Walt decides and announces to the company that we're making our first feature-length movie. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves begins production in 1934 in earnest. This year, there's a lot of development for Snow White. This is where 34 is where the story of Walt coming up with like 50 different names for all of the dwarves that happened in 1934, all of this development stuff. But we're going to talk about Snow White more in the coming weeks. It's going to be mostly what the company is focused on in the next few years. By the end of the year, the company had released 9 Mickey shorts and 8 Silly Symphonies. So that's 1933 and 1934.
An episode or two ago, I don't remember when it was, but I was talking about the collections, and I was talking about how I collected watches and stuff. And it's funny that you mentioned that in 1933, the first Mickey Mouse watch was sold.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought I can own a Mickey watch from the 1930s because they go for quite a bit of money now on eBay. If you still have one, especially if you have a working one, it's worth way more, right? But to think that a watch today, if you were to get an actual watch, it's going to run you anywhere from $50 to maybe $200, depending on the brand and who licensed it and stuff like that. And you're looking at several hundred if you just have a smartwatch and you just buy a $2 face for it, right? So price varies. What trips me out about the first watch back in 1933 is it was made by a company, I think, called Ingersoll. And it sold for $3.75 at Macy's. The first day, they sold over 11,000 units of this watch. It was such a popular item. And, when you think about 11,000 units sold during the Depression for $3.75, you can tell what kind of impact the Disney company already had on society, bringing a type of happiness that people needed in their lives at the time. If 11,000 people were willing to go out and pay $3.75 for a Mickey Mouse watch at Macy's.
Yeah, it's Mickey. It's Mickey fever for sure. The country, the world loves Mickey Mouse in the 30s. The world still loves Mickey Mouse. It's 2023. The world loves Mickey Mouse still 100 years later. So, or almost 100 years later. But yeah, so.
I was going to say, I'm still tripping out, and I did not know that there was a diamond being introduced
it's
by
a
Cartier,
diamond-studded
Mouse
pin. It's I think it was like a brooch or a hat pin or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it was some sort of pin.
But it's like, who could afford that?
Rich people. That's so that you had the regular schmo. He goes and buys the $3.75 Mickey Mouse watch, and then on their high horse, Henry Ford or somebody goes out and buys their Cartier Mickey Mouse pin. I'm sure Walt didn't even have the Cartier Mickey Mouse pin.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I don't know how many of these they made. They probably made like 20 of them or something, but who knows? We got to ask somebody. Somebody out there, if Walt had this Cartier Mickey pin, diamond-studded Mickey.
And if you have an extra one that you just want to give to us, it's all good.
Yeah. We'll put it in the collection. They're not going to sell it or anything for microphones and stuff. Whatever.
Put it in the Podketeers Museum.
Yeah, in the vault.
3D
studio, in the vault.
printing machine. Woo.
All right. Well, I think that's a wonderful way to wrap up the episode. Thank you, Andrew, for another little history lesson for the Disney company as they celebrate their 100 years. If you want to join the conversation, join us over on Discord. Remember that you can head over to podketeers.com/links. We'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that we talked about in the episode, especially on what do you think is coming to the Hyperion during that casting call? What do you think of the block of sand that you can buy with a random little skeleton?
$25 for that sand.
The sand is more expensive than the watch. What would the watch be worth today? If it was $375 then, inflation-wise, can we figure this out?
Yeah, real quick.
End?
Hold on, I'll tell you. That was 19. What did I say? 34.
1933.
33.
Is this with interest? Because that could be like $1 million.
It is. It was $3.75, and we're gonna calculate. That watch would be $86.28.
Okay, still a bargain compared to a $25 block of sand.
Hey, well, it's got a plastic skeleton in it and a little tattered shirt.
That's funny. All right, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. That's where we're leaving this episode. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Part of the Podketeers Network.